I do have a lot of Renfield-isms.
It's just like, oh my, oh no.
Oh no.
I hear that sometimes while you're cooking. You'll just be downstairs. Oh dear. Oh my.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
And then I'll go downstairs and you'll be like, so chicken nuggets. All right, we're back with some more Castlevania. Hey, doesn't this look familiar? Yes, I'm doing this level again. Why?
Why?
I'm gonna prove something. I'm going to prove the importance of the holy water.
You're ridiculous.
I am, but I'm proving a point here. That's right, he's got a point. There is a way to do this.
Do a hard level more than I had to. Like,
go back and be like, hey.
I get it on luck. I get it on luck. Like, no thanks.
I just want to utilize the importance of it and like how holy water is the way to go, because there's a lot of arguments about like what is the best tactic to use, and like my stance is holy water, and I'm proving a point here. I'm like, hey, I think holy water absolutely makes this game a lot easier, and this is why. Because most people are just like, nah, it's the cross. Nah, it's the stopwatch.
Well, I know, like, in Rebirth,
I'm making a case for the holy water.
I definitely would have died without the stopwatch.
The stopwatch? Okay.
But my favorite was the cross.
Okay. What was it about the cross that you liked so much? Keep in mind, the holy water is nerfed in later games, because in this one, again, it just freezes enemies and allows you to obliterate them.
Well, like, I like the cross in Rebirth because it hit your enemies twice.
Okay.
You would throw one and it would hit them twice. Whereas, like, you can only hit the enemies with holy water once, and that was it.
Okay. What was your least favorite, the knife?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was, like, devastated anytime I got the knife. I was like, fuck this knife.
The axe is pretty cool with certain enemies because, like, it's that certain angle you get.
Yeah. I liked the axe with the stacked dragon heads.
Yeah.
Because you could hit all three at once.
That's true, yeah. Whereas...
But that was really the only time that I liked the axes.
Okay.
Was facing those guys.
Okay, any other time it was a nuisance, just like the knife?
I don't think, I wouldn't go so far as a nuisance. It just wasn't as good as the cross.
Well, in this game, like, if you hit a candle, like, I have the holy water right now. If I hit a candle and got the knife, I'd lose my shit. Because I'm like, no! I had it!
Well, because there's also, it seems like there's not as much holy water available.
Right. I think there's, like, one per level. Whereas there's, like, 3 knives scattered throughout the level and 2 crosses. But there's, like, 1 holy water hidden through each level. Oh, come on.
See, I do wish that you could, like, throw the holy water different distances.
Okay.
Other than just, like, tossing it.
Yeah, just like 1 little toss.
He's kind of like a bitch move, like, here, take this, asshole. Like,
that's a good way to think about it.
Like, man, you're wasting it.
See, I always think of, like, the Scarecrow when he flicks the lighter. You want my advice? I think you should lighten up. And he just flicks the lighter at Batman.
I feel like the Scarecrow was the most underutilized villain.
You say that every time we talk about Batman villains.
I know.
And what do I say? No, I say, you would love Arkham Asylum.
Oh.
Because in Batman Arkham Asylum, the video game, Scarecrow has a very major role.
Yeah.
Like, I'd say the most prominent villains in that game
remember-
are Scarecrow and the Joker, because of course the Joker.
I kind of remember a little bit. So, the video game pages that you're making.
Yeah.
For all of the games that you have.
Yeah.
You used to, like, put a few out and take a picture and send them to me.
Yeah.
And, like, have me pick one that I wanted a page for. And then you had mentioned once that, like, how come you haven't chosen Batman? I've put it on, like, 3 times now. And I was like, that's it. I'm just never going to pick Batman now. And now I forget about the Batman games.
All right,
because
so
of
we're
spite.
here. Watch this shit. So there, he's stuck. He hasn't summoned a single sickle yet. We got him. That is how you show Death who's the boss.
Well, okay.
See, no sweat, no tears, pure bliss. I wanted that, okay? I had to go back and do that.
I feel like you needed that.
I needed that,
you
exactly.
You needed to prove that to yourself.
Because like, I've seen other people
wasn't
do
for
it.
us, people.
And
That
I
wasn't
tried to
for
do
us.
it earlier, but a sickle like intercepted me, and I'm like, you fucker! No!
Yeah, that was not for us. That was to quiet your soul. Like.
So now we actually have the final level, and we got a bunch of phantom bats and a long bridge to Dracula's keep. But if we can keep the holy water and the 3, even Dracula is not a... Ah! Fuck!
Well...
Could you imagine in
so
real life if Bella was just like, I'm coming for you, Dracula. Ah! And so the tale of Simon Belmont ended through a misstep on Dracula's bridge. So what finally killed the Belmonts? Was it Frankenstein? No, it wasn't Frankenstein. Was it Death the Grim Reaper? No, it was not. So what did it? What destroyed the Belmonts?
Well, you
it
see,
was a lack of construction on my bridges.
They never put in the work order to have that bridge fixed.
You see, OSHA wasn't invented in the 18th century of England.
Bruh.
Alright, so now we gotta utilize it a simpler way, I guess. Can't be fully powered while taking on the count.
You were... Even Dracula! Oh! Splat.
That sounds like a joke that would be in Dead and Loving It.
Renfield, you asshole!
Renfield, you asshole!
We watched that for the first time. Well, first time for you.
First time for me.
That was
Yeah.
the very first Mel Brooks movie I ever saw.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Mine was Robin Hood Men in Tights.
That one is my favorite.
I still love it the most. Like, I really like the producers and Blazing Saddles.
See, I
Young
only ever saw the
Frankenstein.
new producers.
Oh, with
The
Matthew Broderick and Nathan Lane.
Yeah.
I
didn't
one's
see-
a little better.
I didn't see the old one.
But the original does have a special place in my heart. I just think Nathan Lane is just takes that movie through the moon.
Oh, look, you got holy water.
So here we go. Here's Dracula, and he's insanely difficult.
Was that another case of like the recording? He's like blinking, or is it really just his head floats up and then his body's like, oh shit?
So in the actual game, his head floats up and his body like materializes.
Okay.
Like it flashes a couple times
So
and
it-
then he
yeah.
shows up.
Okay,
Whereas
so
this is
his-
like, whoop!
Yeah. Because it really, like, just watch it.
Hello!
Hello.
Aha! Enough talk, Belmont. How about you?
I want a
But-
cape that when I open it, it shoots stuff.
What makes this one of the
Maybe, like,
hardest
Nerf guns.
Draculas is because you know how in Adventure Rebirth that beam would show up and then he'd appear?
Yeah.
You don't
it-
got the beam!
yeah.
He just shows up and attacks!
Yeah, it has.
So like those extra 4 seconds are gone!
I wouldn't even say it was 4 seconds. You have like a second. Like, you
second?
have a moment
Okay.
before he shows up. But 9 times out of 10 for me, it still wasn't enough time to get out of the way.
Okay.
But I
Whereas,
just
like,
knew.
it's very hard to get out of the way. Because he's just there and like,
Yeah.
hello, surprise, I've got you. Here comes my fireballs.
Eat fireballs, bitch.
But very similar to the first Adventure Rebirth. I keep saying first Castlevania. This is the first
Yeah.
Castlevania. You have a hallway of like power-ups
goodies,
and
yeah.
stuff that you can collect before taking on Dracula himself. Only in this hallway, you only have 2. You have the cross or the holy water.
See, I didn't like that in the hallway, the last one that you would get is the knife.
Yeah.
So if you like accidentally jumped a little too far, you'd land on the knife. And I'm just like, well, we're dead.
Well, there went that battle. Point goes to Dracula.
Yeah. I also enjoy that his head disappears first.
Yeah. But they tried to make the sprite look like Christopher Lee, because
Okay.
Christopher Lee was Dracula at the time.
I
I'm
like.
pretty sure Gary Oldman was Dracula in the Keanu Reeves movie. I think
See, I never saw that one.
the one that Dracula Dead and Loving It is a parody of.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
It's really good. That's Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Bram
Released in, like,
Stoker.
1993, I want to say.
I mean, I would definitely not be opposed to watch it.
Halloween is coming up.
Yes.
Aha! And now for his second form.
Oh.
His nose twitches.
See, this was my least favorite.
Least favorite?
Yeah. Of just, like, his forms.
Oh, the jumping bat monster that shoots fireballs.
Yeah. Well, not only that, it's like, I don't like that your health gets depleted so quickly. And he has 3 forms, and every form, his health comes back in full.
Yeah.
But yours does not.
Okay.
So I would much rather have, like, his original, like, health bar broken up into 3 parts. Once you get down so far, he'll change to the second form. Not get new health back, but then change to the third form. I'm not opposed to his forms getting more powerful because a lot of bosses do that.
Yes.
So, like, closer they are to death, the more powerful they become.
Okay.
Like, the harder they are.
Gotcha.
I don't like that you essentially have to beat him 3 times at full health.
Well, what's nice is if I hit his fireballs, I get more hearts, which gives me more ammunition, so that's nice. But in this game, he only has 2 forms.
He only has 2 fucks to give.
Yep, only 2 fucks to give. Did you ever hear that song, No More Fucks to Give?
Yeah.
This guy plays it on like a mandolin, I think.
Yeah.
Mandolin? Mandolin boy! Mandolin coffee beans!
Oh, I get that a lot. Oh, what's your name? Amanda. Is your middle name Lynn? No.
A mandolin?
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Okay.
And then surprisingly, it's always old men that are like, oh, what's your name, sweetheart? And I'm like, oh, my name's Amanda. And they're like, oh, which band sang that song, right? And I go, Boston. And they're like, oh, you get asked that a lot. I'm like, yes, I do.
That's like our one coworker, Payne. Shout out to Payne, buddy, if you're watching. I did tell him about Pupcorn, so you never know.
You better watch it.
But he's like, I've heard them all. I've heard House of Pain, Bring on the Pain, Here Comes the Pain. And I'm just like, I think I can think of a clever one. He's like, oh yeah? I'm like, hey Pain, where's Panic? He's like, nope, don't know that one. I'm like, it's from
Pain and Panic?
From Pain and Panic from Disney's Hercules. He's like, ah, okay, yeah, that's original.
That would be the only one I would be like, yeah, I accept it.
Hey Pain, where's Panic?
But yeah, I get
Chi.
It's every single one, and there are multiple singers that have sang a song called Amanda, but the only one these old people will accept is Boston. And I don't understand, because Boston was an 80s band. And it's never people like our age that are like, oh, who sang that song? It's always like men in their 60s and 70s.
Okay.
And I'm just like, don't you think you'd know the older guy? The one from your generation that sang the song Amanda? But it's always Boston.
It's always Boston.
That's the only one they'll accept.
That's the most popular one.
Yeah, probably.
So, like, they probably don't dig that far into other singers.
But I'm just like, oh, come on. And you know what's funny? I've never heard the song.
I haven't heard it in a while. We played Boston.
The first time someone asked me, I Googled it. And that's how I know it's Boston, but I've never actually heard the song. Part of me, like...
Up these steps. You're going to be seeing these steps a lot in Castlevania games, by the way. It's like a staple. Going up those steps, seeing the moon in the background, and taking on Dracula.
Well, because Dracula's always in his tower.
Yes.
He's the Rapunzel of bad guys.
Dracula, oh Dracula, let down your bats.
Let down your cape.
Let down your cape. I don't know why everyone has the Transylvania accent. Dracula's like, that's my thing. Belmont, you're England.
I know.
Dracula,
I've
come to stop you.
They're mocking him. Oh, Dracula, let down your cape. It's like, oh, I'll let down my cape.
He's like, listen here, you little shit. Go to the outside.
Oh my
You are in the closet.
Mina, you are in the closet. Open the door and come to the window.
Watch out for the stool.
Stand up. No, not you. You sit. No, not you. Stay there. I am coming inside.
Oh dear. Oh my.
Oh dear. Oh dear. Renfield is my favorite character in that entire movie.
You have a lot of Renfield-isms.
I do have a lot of Renfield-isms.
Just like, oh my, oh no.
Oh no.
I hear that sometimes while you're cooking. You'll just be downstairs. Oh dear. Oh my.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
And then I'll go downstairs and you'll be like, so chicken nuggets.
Okay, so here's the thing. I like to experiment with food a lot. Yeah. So it's like, I wonder what this flavor would taste like with this flavor. And then I'm like, oh no. Oh dear. Oh no. So curly fries tonight, right?
And then I just get grumpy and I'm just like, give her an enema.
Wait. No. Put her in the straitjacket. Then give her an enema. Did you just eat that spider?
What are you talking about?
I see its leg! Poor thing! So wriggling for its life!
You could stay in this cell till you rot. Well, time's up!
What? Why? Good behavior! I love that
miss
whole,
Mel Brooks comedy so much.
I love the scene right after that, though, when he's like, gonna go to Dracula, and he's like, wait. They're following me, and just like in a little circle of like maybe a 5 foot diameter, he's like zigzags, like runs around in a circle, pretends to go left and right, but never very far, and he goes, lost him, and then runs directly towards Dracula. Oh Jesus!
But yeah, this is another case like Death, where it's not getting to the boss with least health that's the problem. It's getting to this form with full health. That's the problem.
I had that problem where like I would just take too many hits in his first form and I would die in the second one.
Because like his second form, like even though he only has 2 attacks, they take the most out of your health.
Yeah.
Like all he has to do is I think jump on you a total of 3 times and you're dead. So just one of them and not being at full health, that's the game. So you have to go through the entire second phase not taking a hit.
Yeah.
Which is easier said than done. Exactly. But don't worry, we'll get there.
Oh my.
It'll take us before Halloween, but we'll get there.
Oh dear.
Oh dear, oh no.
Oh my.
It's a little paper cut. Oh my, it's...
Oh, I must have nicked an artery. And Dracula's just there like... I just love that it's like spraying blood like a hose, and it's just like all over his shirt. Like, Jesus. I mean, I've had some pretty bad paper cuts in my time, but...
Paper cuts hurt worse than like most other cuts.
Oh, yeah.
Just like...
Especially when you forget they're there, and then you like touch something that makes it burn, and you're just like, yep, there it is. Found it.
Like, you're just like, oh, I gotta put a Band-Aid. Oh, maybe I should cleanse the cut.
And just screaming in the distance. There was like... a handful of times when I would go to do plasma and they would like stick my finger because they do like a little blood test before you donate your plasma.
They swab.
Yeah. And it's always like, I try to tell all the new people, listen, it takes a minute for me to bleed because I have low blood pressure. But when I start bleeding, I really start to bleed. So like you don't have to really try and work the blood out of my finger. You just got to give it a second. And they never seem to listen to me. And every single time I get a new person that's never stuck me before, they push my finger and I spray blood on the wall. And I'm just like, I told you. I told you didn't need to do that. You just have to give it a second and it will bleed. Just never seems to fail.
I don't know. I always get like the new person that's just like, oh, you have such thin veins. I don't know where to find them. I'm like, if you were a former heroin addict, you'd find it. You know. You'd find the way.
Well, heroin addicts will just stick their needle anywhere.
Ugh. They don't locate veins. They're just like, there you go.
Well, that's the thing. Like, if they can't find a vein in their arm, they'll just stick it in their tear ducts or between their toes or like.
Ew.
Yeah. I mean, they're not necessarily looking for somewhere that's.
I was just making an
clean
offhanded
and
joke.
safe.
Whoopsies. Well, we're getting there.
See, I don't like.
Because he freezes for a moment when I hit him with the holy water.
See, some of like the new phlebotomists will like feel my vein, and it feels like I have big veins.
So we'll continue this story in the finale.
Big veins, blood, toodles.
Oh bye.
Oh dear.